Alright everyone, so we got quite a few problems with the car. So the first issue is my front wheels are so bent that it causes so much vibration that it makes me just nervous to drive. Around 75, 80 miles an hour is when it gets really worse and almost unbearable. So I found a shop that quoted me $95 a wheel to go ahead and try to get it. Oh, there's a cop over there. Never seen a cop here before. To try to get it, try to fix it. So I found out that that's probably a good enough try, as opposed to having to get new tires for these wheels that Jesse just, my friend and co-founder Jesse just gave me yesterday. What are in there are some C7 ZR1 wheels, but however the rears are 20 by 12 and I have 19 by 12 here, and these are brand new tires. So I don't want to have to go out and buy brand new tires, and I have another set of tires. So I'm gonna see if I can try to get these 19s up front fixed before I start running down that route. So we're gonna go ahead and load up the tires, take them down to a shop in Arlington. It's about a 45 to 50 minute drive, and then after we come back, I'll show you what the other issues is going on with the car. Okay, so you got one loaded in the passenger seat, one loaded in the back, and we're gonna go and get you driving. Okay guys, so we're here with the car and we have the wheels back, and they have been, I haven't put them on the car yet to figure it out, but apparently they're no longer bent, and they put some new weights in there. There's a lot of weights on this wheel. Only 3 weights on that one. That's kind of weird. Oh, never mind, there's some more. But anyway, so we're gonna go and work on the next issue. So I didn't record this while I was out, but on Saturday I did a cruise with my friend Jesse. Who else was with us? It was Jesse, and there was Alan, and then there was Ross. There's only like 3 or 4 people who still cruise anymore. But anyway, what happened was I was riding and driving pretty hard and got on the brakes, and all of a sudden while I was driving, after I came off the brakes, you know, just driving a normal cruise, I heard this loud sound like I ran over something, and it just like, it started up front and then it tumbled behind me, and I was like, oh, I don't know what that was. I don't know what I ran over. Comes to find out, maybe like a few miles down the road, what happened was my caliper bolt actually fell out of my caliper. Luckily enough, it didn't do too much damage, but you can see the rotor is already chewed up. So I have some new rotors that came in from Tire Rack. I'm gonna open up in the box here in a second. But we were down on I was down on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere, north side of Texas, with a missing caliper bolt. So Jesse ended up driving me to some auto parts store. We were able to find a caliper bolt. I repaired it there on the side of the road and then came back home. But we did get some damage here on the rotor, and you can see the caliper started to get eaten through, but luckily I didn't go that far, and it's not that bad. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna pop this caliper off, put the new rotor on, do the same thing for the other side. Now I'm gonna check all of the caliper bolts, make sure they're torqued, and make sure they got a thread locker on there, because I've never had anything like that. And it's probably a good thing this, you know, I need to start doing this, that every couple of months come up underneath this car and just check stuff, tighten stuff, make sure stuff getting loose, because of all the driving I do, all the track uses I got, and plus the car has 180,000 miles on it. So yeah, let's go ahead and pop these off. You guys already seen them on my video. There's 2 bolts back here. You can see the chrome one right there. That's a new one. 2 bolts, pops it off, and it should be pretty decent. Okay, so we got the rotor off. I'm hoping these are the same size. So these are Z51 size. At least these definitely are. And this is what I ordered from Tire Rack, Z51. These are Stop Tech, and they're cryo treated, which I didn't really care if they were cryo or not, because I'm pretty sure I replaced them before they even die out from some dumb reason, like stuff like this. So just gonna go ahead and slide it on. Of course, when I did the top bolt, it actually was loose. It was not torqued to 125, or maybe it's just come loose like the other one. So we're gonna make sure we get all that ironed out, because I don't need these failing on me ever again, or prematurely. So yeah, let's go ahead and just slide this on and put the caliper back on. Okay, so we got one on here, and we torqued it down to 125 foot-pounds. As you can see, this one You got the L for left side. The pad does not go fully on the rotor. Doesn't fully cover the rotor. At least on the front side. So here on the back side, it's still good. So I guess they're not exact dimensions. As you can see, if you look over here, this one fully covers it all the way up to the brim. But I don't think that's gonna be much of an issue. Let's go ahead and get this side done, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so I got both wheels just kind of sitting on there. Need to torque them down, but since I'm here, I'm gonna work on a couple of other things that are kind of issues. So one thing I'm gonna work on is I need to hook the oil coolers back up, because even on my little cruise, I was still reaching 240 degrees in the temperature on the oil. So that's pretty hot just for a cruise. So as of right now, I'm just gonna hook up the single cooler, which is laying flat right here. Not gonna put up the secondary cooler. So what I did is I took this, when I started taking this hose off, which is gonna be the line that's gonna run directly to the oil filter, I noticed that on here the actual hose was actually broken. So I think that's where my leak happened, is right here at where it was attached with a hose clamp. The hose inside the steel braided line, the plastic piece, was actually broken from let's see, I had it over here, hopefully you can see it. So this is the hose, and the plastic piece inside of here, which is up in here, was part that's broken off, if you can kind of see. So I think that was my single point of failure. But however, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hook up one cooler with 90 degrees steel braided lines. Basically, I'm gonna mirror exactly this side, which has a let's see if I can show you, which has a 90-degree line with an actual fitting, and not a hose clamp. So I'm just gonna hook up this one cooler, see how it works. If it's not cool enough, then I figure out if I really want to hook up this second cooler that's right here in the grill, which probably only gives me like 10 degrees maybe on the cooling. This one really gives me like 20 or 25. So let's see how this goes. I'm on the phone on hold with Summit Racing. As of right now, they have a long wait time because of the COVID-19 and stuff like that. So I need to order a 90-degree hose from Mishimoto. It's going to cost about $57 to get a 3-foot hose, and then we'll go from there. So we'll pick this video up when the part comes in. Okay, here we are a few days later, and we have a new hose in. It's from Mishimoto. So I know it's going to be a quality hose, and I shouldn't have any issues because I know they do quality products. So I don't think it's going to be long enough, but we'll see what we're going to do after that. Whether I do my extension that I was making over there, or I order another one that actually has fittings on here, so I don't make sure there's no leaks. But yeah, let's go ahead and hook this on. It should be relatively easy. Okay, so since the Mishimoto hose wasn't long enough, I went ahead and fabricated a hose. I took my big hose that I had over here, and I cut it to length. This is probably like 30, maybe about 24 inches is what this is. Used my cut it with the saw, and then also use a heat gun to soften up the edges so I can insert the fitting in there and then double hose clamp them. So I'm hoping this will work. We're gonna go ahead and finish up the install underneath. Let me go and show you what I got going on. Okay, so what you can see right here, this is one of the hoses is already connected, and this double hose clamp too. Yeah, it's not a pretty job, but it's been working for me. And then the second hose, it stops right here. So what I gotta do is put this connector right here, and just run it all the way over here to the oil filter after I put the extension housing on there again. So let's go and do that real quick. Okay, hoping you guys can see. So I got the oil filter off and put the extension in. It's let me get my. It's similar to this one. It comes with two in this kit. as I've shown before in one of my earlier videos when I first installed this. So I put the extension in there and then put the original fitting in there for the oil filter. Only thing left now is just put the 2 lines on there in the oil filter and then test it for leaks. Okay guys, we have both oil lines hooked up and the filter, everything's nice and tight. As you can see, here's the 2 lines running on top of the cradle in between the block and the motor mount. Then one goes over here, and then the other one's kind of unique. It loops to the top and then back down over here. Oh, my phone's ringing. So as I was saying, as before my phone rang, so the second hose runs over the top of the engine. I'm sorry I don't have any light. Let me grab my light. So yeah, as I was saying, the second hose runs over the top of the engine and back down over along the fan shroud. And it's been working good for me. I just noticed that this doesn't have any hose clamps right here on the edge, so I'm gonna go ahead and attach a couple there before something bad happens on this end. But yeah, let's go ahead and turn the car on to make sure there's no leaks, and then yeah, that should be good. Okay, so the final thing we're going to do is we're going to take on the maiden voyage. It's actually going to be pretty long, going down to pick up food. Probably shouldn't be picking up food on the maiden voyage in case something goes wrong, but y'all know me. Alright, so let's go. Okay, so this, I did a test drive with the car, oil cooler and all the lines looked great. There was no leaks, no anything. You're probably seeing in my next video, I did do a cruise with this new oil cooler on here, and temperatures held up great. Last time I did the cruise, it was 237, 239, highest I saw on the oil, and today, even a hotter day, I saw 223 is my highest, mainly staying in the 2 teens. If you haven't been to the channel before, please like, please subscribe, and thank you for watching.